All right, good evening sa ating online world. And tonight, your host for our Edge Talk Discover for now is Jamie Jeff. Yan, hello sa ating mga viewers na nakaabang na dyan sa ating Edge Talk Discover for tonight. And we are here for an interesting topic at join lang kayo sa ating conversation. And tonight is August 22. Yan, at welcome sa ating Edge Talk Discover. And tonight we are featuring a football team or should I say a community-driven organization dedicated for a players of all ages that values respect, discipline, teamwork, integrity, and enjoyment to a football game. So for tonight, yan, we are here to introduce to you our co-founder of Gorilla Rugby Team. Here's Sir Enzo and Sir Manny. Hello, guys, and say hello to our viewers.
Hey guys, good evening. Thanks for having us tonight.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Jami, such a pleasure to be here. Very excited to have this conversation. Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, for tonight yan, so wala muna si Sir Raymond for a family affair lang muna. Yan. So tonight, we will see how this team do their the agendas for different ages nga. So they are expanding, especially for young ages. So from since 2023 pa. So yan, i-present natin yung kanilang mga agendas and paano nila ginagawa ito sa community. So yan, before we start, yan, baka meron lang muna kayong acknowledgements or something to say hi and who's watching with us for tonight. Yan. Sir Enzo and a little overview rin. Yan, para makapag-start tayo.
Sige. Ako, for me, I just want to say hi to the people who is watching this show and also to my church friends and people from CCF. And very excited to be here. Just really looking forward to sharing this sport, to all your viewers and to all your audience. I think a great way to really start this, I'll throw it off to my partner right here, to Manny, and I think he can talk about how we started. Maganda yung story of Gorillas, how it's really started. No? So I can really throw it to Manny first. He has a better recollection than me when it comes to this story.
I'm the historian. So thank you, Jeff. Thanks, Enzo, for joining me tonight. We got a couple of boys training tonight, but the boys who are online, thanks for tuning in, and to all our supporters who are watching, thanks for coming with us on our first live interview, and also thank you Jeff, for having us tonight. So yeah, do I just start with the just like the backstory?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was started in the fall of 2023. It was Enzo, myself, and our coach named Andy, and we were just kind of talking about our passion, which is rugby, and where we want to how do we want to grow rugby and develop the sport in the country, and that just I think with us we just said what was if we start a program, and it just so happened that we had a couple of players interested. They didn't really have a team at that time, and they just said like, "Hey, do you guys got something ongoing?" And we said, "Right, let's give it a shot." So we had the Philippine Rugby Sevens started,
Mm.
and
Way back.
it was like in a week's time actually, and I think
Mm.
we had a name and we got jerseys made in I think 72 hours, and we had our first training session. We had like five players turn up, and then we had nine turn up on the day, and that was our very first game of Gorillas Rugby. And since then, couple of about 3 months went by. The club started growing a lot. A lot of that's when the community started building. Since a lot of our players are a lot actually high schoolers. They also they started to bring their friends down, and it started really growing from there. And yeah, in a couple of months' time, we had the schools club and youth league, and again, we had some more parents asking like, "Hey, do you guys got a kids program? Like, are you guys entering a team?" And we just said, "Yeah, yeah, we are." It's just again another set of jerseys made in I think like 48 hours. Thank you to our suppliers for bearing with us, and yeah, it's again just I am big for myself personally. I think
Yeah.
when I was my coming into the Gorillas Rugby, I really believed in opportunities, and I think in my I'm 35 now, and I like to grow the rugby, especially for like the youth and all the upcoming, and that's really kind of the foundation of what Gorillas is, and really just giving the kids an opportunity to play the sport that myself, Enzo, and as well Andy, we play passionately for.
Yeah, that's all start with a passion and like
Yeah.
the desire to go on a play. So since
Yep.
nag-start siya, so
Mm.
is it already a part of a big event or competition or not? Just
Yeah, so with
like a community.
with Gorillas, we actually have two. I guess you would say we have two programs. We have a union program, which is the one version of the rugby, and then we have a rugby league program. I think you've had some of the other teams on your show recently from the rugby league program. So with the union, we are affiliated with the Philippine Rugby Football Union (PRFU). So we play in their sanctioned tournaments. So ongoing, we have the PRFU sevens, and in a couple of months' time, we have the PSYL I mentioned was the Philippine Schools Youth and Club League. So that's really like all the high schools come out, and then we also have the PRFU 15s, and then on our league side, from like the previous, you know, interviews you had with the other clubs, were in the Philippine National Rugby League Shield competition. So at the moment, we're in the rugby league competition, and we also are in the seven. So the players have to jump back and forth between the two codes.
Yeah. Jamie, I'll share something really fascinating about this club. No, prior to us actually creating Gorillas Rugby, we were both representatives of different clubs. No, so me and Manny, we've been playing for more than 10 years. It's been such a shared passion doing this sport, and I think dati kasi pag nakikita-kita kami, we used to be representatives of different clubs. No, so
Yeah.
pag may meeting, we talk about, uy, ano na nangyayari sa committees and ano na ba yung parang pwede nating gawin.
Let's
And
make it a interactive
oh,
din.
and year in and year out kami parang, I can't wait for the day that we can actually, do some big change. So it took us a while kasi back then, of course, we were doing our own thing. We were
Yeah.
in college and we were also working.
Busy.
Oo, no, ang haba na eh. Kasi, if you imagine, more than 10 years na we've been playing rugby. Eventually, we had the opportunity to actually start this rugby.
Yeah.
And, I really have to give it to my co-founder and my partner, Manny, because he really took the reins on it, no, when it was right when it was actually really scary back then eh kasi uh, not to hindi ko napapahabain yung kwento, no, but we were part of another club and then we had to adjust in the middle of the season. Kaya nga sabi kanina ni Manny, no, in 48 hours we had
Mhm.
to make up a team. Nag-isip kami ng pangalan and then naghanap kami ng
All
supplier.
rushed.
Oo, nirush namin. But God has been good kasi that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, no, Manny?
3
Now,
years ago.
3 years ago,
Mhm.
and now, rugby has been, I mean, Gorillas has been such a strong club, not just in terms of the numbers, the achievements, but I think more importantly, the values that we bring to these kids, no, and to the people that we actually play with. We're very, I should say, we're very particular about this. No, we started also Gorillas Rugby. That Gorillas Rugby is truly should be for grassroots. No,
Yeah.
really put a pathway. If you're a Filipino uh, player, that eventually, kung gusto mo maglaro in the international stage, you have that opportunity. Kasi sa amin, in our grievance back then, it was exactly that. So we just wanted to give back to the sport that has given us so much, and also to the back to the community, no? To really share the love of.
So, yan, sa ating mga viewers, so this was be a big opportunity for you, lalo na sa, ito na, alam naman natin, Filipinos are into sports din. So,
Yes.
yan. And yan, thank you so much sa mga viewers na dito, no? Yeah, let me greet lang sa ating mga viewers. Yan si Maricel, kay Mariel Ann, yan, nanonood sa atin for now. And ayan, dami natin kasi ngayon, student interns from Cavite State University. So yan, si Micaela, nag-comment na dito. And to si Ram Ram. Was it? Are you?
Hey, Ram.
Idol ko yan.
Thanks, Ram.
Si, also watching with us, si Miss Laika Quinto, si Joe Adir, si Jan Jan. And yan, our interns. And si Sheena Aguilar Barogo, if you are familiar with her. Yan, Sheena Aguilar, Edwardson Suaso, and MJ. Sir MJ. MJ Rafal, is it your
I don't
MJ?
know.
Intern?
So shout out to everybody that's watching. No, keep watching
MJ
this.
Adelino. Si Ma'am Elena Rosario. Actually, they are yeah, ang dami nanood sa atin ngayon. And so let me proceed muna dun sa ating presentation. So konting clarification lang for our Filipino viewers din kasi the confusion then for the term football and soccer. Yan. Usually, is it the same or ano? Pero yan, based on ano talaga, football is using widely instead of using soccer. Kasi primarily ang soccer kasi is ginagamit in United States and Canada lang to avoid din confusion dun sa American football. So, yan.
True.
So, yung shape din ng ball.
Oo nga eh. Tapos alam mo, Jamie, the difference between that as well. Football is actually they kick it around, The sport that we play in, we carry the ball around. So
yeah, not just kicking and
kicking, we can hold the ball, we can also kick it. That's the exciting thing about rugby.
So kaya if you are in a football team talaga parang typically you have to have a strong and body build. Yeah.
I think one of the great things about rugby is actually you're not always. I think everyone's welcome from all shapes, sizes. On the rugby field, you got tall players. Some of the tallest rugby players are like 6'8", 6'9", and then even some of the shortest players professionally, they're 5'5", 5'6", and everyone's on the same field. Everyone's got different builds, everyone's got different skill sets, and I think that's one of the beauty of the game is just having all these individuals from different backgrounds just coming out together and playing on the same field.
Yeah.
And I think, just to add on to that, no, more than anything, the value that you really get from having different people is just, a different mix of culture and backgrounds. And, them coming together. Sa amin kasi parang ano yan eh, para talaga siyang, since we're playing mostly all guys, no. It's really like a brotherhood when you guys are on the field, no.
Right.
So more than the positions and what they're doing on the field, I think there are really a lot of lifelong friendships as well that are being built in the field, and a lot of skill set that would also be applicable outside of the field.
Yeah, exciting. Then it is not just a game or just like a community, but the real brotherhood and how you shape the values and the character of the individual. Then. So yeah, nagpapa-shoutout sa atin ngayon si MM Fabi.
Oo.
Yan.
Kababata ko yan eh. Yan, nagra-rugby rin yan. Pero sa iba ata na yan eh. Sa ibang lugar na yan eh.
Yeah, and also watching with us si Ma'am Pinky and Ma'am Jenny Grumang and Sir Normie De La Cruz and Jan Patrick. Yan. Let me present na ito yung ating yan about our Gorillas rugby team. Yan, since 2023 and ongoing siya, established siya in 2023. Ito, yan. Well, we are discussing this. Yan. So, yan, siguro nabigyan na kayo ng overview nila about the team. Yan. So, to develop a framework for achieving excellence for both players and coaching staff. So, back then ba, kayo ba is from a same school o from the club na rin kayo nagkakilala? Sir Manny and Enzo.
Manny, you want to answer that?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that question.
So yeah, no, he was asking where we both actually met. We were actually, like I said a while ago, we were from different clubs. We were the representatives for different clubs back then. So truly, I was on the other side of the field. Manny's running around trying to pump into my teammates. I am the guy who's running after him, trying to tackle him. This 5'11". What's your height, Manny? 6'1", 6'2"?
I wish I might be in the PBA with that height. I'm in about five. I'm
Flattering you.
5'11". That's it.
Yeah.
5'11".
So I'm running around trying to tackle this big guy, 200 pounds. So we used to be actually against each other. So we met on the field initially, and then eventually we got the position that we're actually representing teams. And that's really where the conversation started about, hey, I think it's there's an opportunity in what we're doing, and more than anything, Jami, it's really such a love for the sport. The sport has given us so much, and we just really want to give it back. And I think for a lot of the players in rugby who are still with us, a lot of them 10 years already, we've met them for a long time. It's such a great community that a lot of the players basically just stuck around, you know. So I think yun yung parang gusto rin namin i-share when we also started Gorillas. As well, having a full reign when it comes to wanting to build a team according to our values and our morals as well.
Yeah. Like a great, ano pa rin, yung nabuo tong team, and you start to uh, ang maganda dito is ano ito accredited yung gagawin na ng trainings din. And there are certified rugby and coaches din. So yung name ba na Gorillas Rugby, how do you come up din sa name ng team?
Well, actually, so I think when we were kind of framing gorillas, we were also trying to I was thinking, what symbolizes, the values, the community that we're trying to build. But also at the same time, I also want to try and be a bit more unique. I don't, there's a lot of eagles, there's a lot of tigers, there's a lot of, bears.
Horses.
I want to also think of, like an animal that's quite unique and we haven't really
Gorillas on the
some
field.
yeah, thinking I wanna I would like to see us like stand out as well. So I think also just partly I think picking gorillas I think is quite unique. I've haven't seen too many you know teams in the country with the gorillas, so I thought that'd be a nice touch as well. And I think the gorillas just really symbolize the strength and community that we have.
And not just the strength, but how you
Yeah.
internalize all the movements and strategy. Ano.
Yeah.
Oh, alam mo, Jami, pag when you're actually playing rugby, yung full contact and full tackle, it's basically, using, if you imagine a gorilla trying to come at you really fast and throw you out
Yeah.
of, tawag namin kasi doon scrum eh. What we want to embody that whenever we're playing against an opposite side, no. There is a team in New Zealand, no, they're called the All Blacks, and usually they do the haka, no, and the way they do it is basically, slapping the chest, being scary and doing all of that. We're not like that. I'm gonna say they're absolutely so much better. But I think we'd like to think in our part of the world, we're trying to also embody that kind of strength and I guess having that unique twist nga, like Annie said.
Yung mission din kasi ng club is to build hindi lang yung enjoyment kasi there's a teamwork, discipline, respect, and strength. So, how do you guys see the community for the last years and the upcoming years? How it grows, and are you doing the coaching and all the stuff around the NCR lang ba, or the whole nation ba? The
Yeah,
trainer.
so we're actually just focused here in the NCR, just particularly I think just our just around our neighborhood here in Makati, but we also do have we are based in Makati, but quite our reach is also like in BGC and QC. We do have a couple of players in the outer areas. We have some from Muntinlupa as well that come down to our training. So even though we are based in Makati, we do have quite a lot of players that actually do make the trek to come down to our trainings, which is again I think really fantastic to see that people are willing to brave the Manila traffic to come to Gorillas Gorillas training.
So all
But
the is doing for like this the program for the young ages, the kids are the how do you reaching out those applicants or trainees?
well, as I mentioned earlier, it's really the growth of Gorillas has just been really just from word of mouth and just friends and parents just sharing the club and when you got some friends at trainings and they start inviting their friends. And I think again a huge part of our youth program and our academy has just been the parents really just trying to get others on board and just helping growing the program and just getting more on board.
Yeah, I think those parents are also watching with us, and
Yeah, and
especially
also, I'd like to add to that, no, since it's a very small community of rugby here in the Philippines, there's really such a limited, I would say, faucet into the clubs.
mm,
As much as we want to partner up with certain schools, not a lot of schools actually teach rugby. So that's why, if you notice, a lot of our minis and youth actually come from a lot of international schools kasi
yeah,
sila lang yung nagki-cater to that sport, no? But
also,
eventually what we're looking to have most of the Filipino grassroots kasi they're coming in a bit older already. But eventually, a goal is to really integrate it to a lot of other schools or a lot of probably other faucets that they can really come in. Kasi I think at the end of the day, you really want to build the sport in the country that you are in, and basically, from the community that you are in as well. But not to say, they're excellent players. I mean, they've been playing this sport for years prior to us coming in. So both opportunities on both ends, no.
yeah. And this and 7 years, Ma'am Ning Tolentino, go Coach Enzo.
Next, shout out to you, Ning. Hope you are good. So she plays. Actually, I train as well in my own individual effort, and she's one of those girls who comes out week in and week out and trains with us. So hi, Ning.
So it's not just for males, no?
Yeah, the kids, Manny. We have girls in the kids, diba? In the youth.
Yeah, so I think one of the areas we wanted to touch on as well is that we really want to try and grow the you know getting more girls involved in the sport because girls and women do play rugby as well, and that's kind of been a KPI of the club. That's something we also just want to just have grow naturally, and we actually started out with just one girl came out, and she's been part of our under 11s program, and it was just her for I think a year and a half, and she came out every trainings, and now we have about I think we have like another 5 girls have now joined her in her age group, so I think that's fantastic to see like a young girls coming out and playing against the boys. So with the rugby in the younger levels, so from about under 11s, that's when the boys and girls can play a
Yeah.
mixed rugby, and after that, that's when the girls would have to start playing in the a separate category. So we'll start after they reach a certain age. That's when they start splitting to boys and girls categories.
Just they're gonna be beating the boys if they don't.
So as you can see naman, no, they are having programs with different ages category and sa adult. Yung achievements nila, no? And it's like a wow. Since 2023, they're using this platform and engaging din sa mga championship division and sa adult. And this one from ages 15 to 18, oh, they are having a regular like session every week. This category of
Yeah,
player.
so we have regular training sessions every Thursday. We follow the school year calendar, so we actually just had our first full session actually just yesterday. We started off with our minis and youth, and afterwards we'd have our academy and senior programs together.
Yeah.
So this can be part of their extracurricular from their school.
Yeah, and Jamie, I want to capitalize on this now. And the great thing about our club is the coaches who actually coach the players are highly qualified. And we're talking about these guys actually went through certifications.
Yeah.
Manny is actually a club management. What is it, Manny? A club management.
club business, rugby business management for clubs.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's exactly when we're talking about experts in the sport and you're really managing it. We have such a great team that is constantly working, looking for opportunities to just really give back and better the things that we're actually doing with as the capabilities that we have because even though as much as of course you want to bring in big things, there are a lot of challenges just having a club in itself, um Jami. But not to say these guys are highly committed, highly putting their time, effort, and at times our own finances just to really keep this going. So very blessed to really just have this opportunity.
Such a big opportunity for all those students then. And as I can see, siguro there are different schools and universities then that are really reaching out to you uh, to be training this young people then.
Yeah.
And
So we actually, so you might notice that we actually have so a lot of our we have two schools that majority of our players come from, but we actually do have a we have quite a lot of other players that do come from like other schools. So in our schools and youth league last year, our varsity team, so that's ages 20 and under. So we had a couple of local college students as well. And when you look at it, we had about as I mentioned, we had about a dozen schools and colleges just represented in just one team, and I think that's something um, I think it's just something really great about the club and Gorillas, just having all these kids, as Enzo mentioned, kids from different backgrounds, and all coming together and actually playing in you know, under one club. I think that's really great to see. And again, just goes to show just that community that's been built over the past 3 years.
Yeah, no. And usually, Jami, I like to also add on to that. These kids we're talking about, they
so,
only play whenever they're going against each other. So imagine, them coming together, tapos ngayon, magkakampi na sila. No? So that's one thing that they're really exciting about Gorillas because they were very also inclusive about all the players. No? As much as possible, as we want to grow the team, and I think we have a very coaching staff and staff that are highly equipped to handle these things. So very blessed in that kasi we see not just the impact that we're doing, but also how it's truly changing a lot of the environment in the sport.
so are there yung like struggle ba din pag how to train those minis? The difference, yan, alam mo naman, the character of younger ages, especially the kids. So are there about the struggles, yung paano yung sa training din, going.
I think the struggle is just how to contain all that energy. I think they're they're the liveliest of the bunch in the afternoon. They come in with full energy, just ready just to just learn the sport, learn the basics, and yeah, there's just they're the minis is the really the most exciting group. For me, that's one thing I'm quite passionate about as well is that for me, I didn't I was around rugby, but I didn't really get into the sport till about when I was in high school already. So I was already about 16. And but for these kids, they're getting to the sport, at as you can see in our minis from 11 and under. And I think that's something that's really great. And it's nice to see a minis program in our community. I think yeah, I think that's one of
And
the
I,
great to
I, I
see.
jump onto that. I jump onto that now, Manny. And also, it's not just the skills that we're building on as early as these groups. No, a lot of the leadership teamwork, discipline, integrity, all of that. This is such a great, I guess, jump off point, to eventually, them becoming, not just even athletes, in their pursuit of course, life eventually, where they go
Yeah.
through, no. So I think for us, the challenge more than anything is, how do we steward this? How do we take care of this opportunity for them, for us to be able to also pour onto them, that we're also setting a foundation that is really rooted on our core values, which is integrity, discipline, um, but including fun. Kaya nga andun sa huli yung
Mhm.
enjoyment eh. So, and when you're building on these kids, you see it not in the days, but you see that in the years after, talaga, that you see them, hey, they really thanking you for really what you've poured onto them. No? So I
Yeah.
think that's one of the most exciting things about doing this.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that, I think if you've noticed through our presentation, we started off with the senior program, and now
Yeah.
on this slide we're with the minis, and you know having created a player pathway, coming through the club, and almost similarly going through school, right? Going through the different age grades, and hopefully the kids go on to representing the club in the senior level. I think that's one of also the joys of this club. Within just this season and last season, we've had a lot of our young academy players now playing their first games of senior rugby, and it's just been fantastic just to see them, seeing their name on the team sheet of the senior side, and I think that's really great. And I think it just goes to show, full credit to the coaching team and preparing our players just to in this pathway of sports.
Yeah, and I'll also jump on that. No? The vision is always, when you pour onto these kids, eventually when they have the opportunity to pour back, they some of them might come back, some of them might not come back, but the values that we share onto them, they will be bringing on to wherever they will be going. So I think really that, more importantly, is just that, really sharing and pouring out to these kids, men and women, going out to the world eventually,
Yeah.
but still having that, still having that into, wherever their pursuits are, may it be in their businesses, their work, or even in their families and their, some other sport that they will be pursuing.
It's ano lang din eh. It's good to know na the impartation of the whole team, the coaches, sa mga
Values.
kids, and until they become adult din. Ano. So yung safe space and how they will do the excellence on our and their best on doing things then. So ito, nakakagulat lang that there are so many schools and universities then that reaching out to you at showing interest para sa pinadalan
Yeah, and
kids.
that's yeah, I think you've noticed a couple of local colleges and universities on this list, and maybe we have one or two players from some of these local schools,
Yeah.
and you could, again, I think you can imagine if they're playing the sport, and they could bring the sport back to their school, and then hopefully you could see the game start growing within their own colleges and universities, and hopefully someone, they catch on to the rugby, and maybe they want to start their own school club as well.
Alright. So how they reach out to you pala pag ano, so yan sa Facebook page din ano. And through our sponsors then and working together and for the
Yeah, so obviously a big part of the grassroots comes from the community, and these two sponsors in particular, Asia Relocation and Ankat, they've been with us since basically the beginning of the club when we first formed. They help raise funds to help keep the club moving as well. So we're very grateful to have this partnership with them, and we wouldn't be here without their support. And since these two, and now we have some more sponsors coming on board for our rugby league as well. And that just comes to show how the community has grown within the 3 years, and we'll be welcoming some more sponsors on
Yeah,
board very soon.
really excited about that. And we're working with MOEV now. They're just coming out, and really exciting things for not just for the sport in itself, but to the offering that we could do just with the sponsors and just really partner up with these giants in their industries.
And we're thankful for this two and Asia relocation and Angkat and for sponsoring this team and and ito na yung ating mga Facebook page, the social media handles, how to if they're having questions and how to inquire and, and follow them on their social media accounts. So
Yeah.
before we end this, yan, any acknowledgements and informations and upcoming events yan, especially competitions natin, how they can reach you. And siguro I'm curious then, so I can watch live.
As we close up, just on myself, I just want to thank you again for having us on the show tonight. It's been a pleasure sharing the club and our journey. Yeah, you could, the club's open to everyone. We train on Thursdays. There's more information on our social media pages. Just here, you can see our Facebook, our Instagram, and our email as well. We're always more than welcome to welcome more on board and join the club. If anyone wants to catch a live stream, the Gorillas Rugby League program, we are in our semifinals of the competition. That's going to be played on September 14th. And that will be live streamed. So if you follow our page, you can watch us live, or you can watch us at the field in Philippine Sports Complex in Ultra in Pasig.
So guys, see you on the Philippine Arena Complex.
Yeah, no. Lastly, no, I was just really again, Jamie and the rest of the
Thank you
team
so much.
in Edgestock really thankful for this opportunity to really share our love for the sport. Siguro any for me, it really just ending, no, for all the people who are watching this. Rugby is such a great sport to learn. If you're looking for something, gamitin na natin yung tagline nila, edgy, no? If you're
Edge.
looking for to try something different and you want to even share it to your friends, to your relatives, if you have kids, lying around, we'd love to have them. And in our training sessions, it's not just about the sport itself. It's really building the values in these kids and really building on a foundation that would eventually, they can really something they can really be proud of. No, and I think really saying that this has given us truly a platform to showcase yung how Filipinos are in not just in the local stage, but hopefully eventually in the international stage. We have a lot of athletes here in the Philippines. We have a lot of great talents. We just want to capitalize on that and really give them that opportunity to showcase themselves. So, Jamie, again, thank you very much for this
It's so
time. And
And
yeah,
just lastly from me, just want to give a shout out to Ram from Manila Storms,
yeah.
our fellow teammate in the PNRL. Just thank you for bringing all the clubs on board and allowing us to share our story and promote the sport and promote our clubs. On that as well, just a big thank you to our Philippine National Rugby League as well for continuing to push the sport and uh, promoting grassroots rugby in a club just like us, and having us on this stage has really meant a lot to us. So just a big thank you to the PNRL and Ram as well.
the whole community. The whole community is actually really great. So thank you, Ram, and the whole PNRL committee.
And there's someone here shouting out for the two of you. Yan. Is it Sir Jess Reyes?
James.
He's watching with
James
us.
as
Yeah.
well. He's coming back to the sport, and apparently he's stronger than ever.
Naipon eh, no? So, yan. Thank you so much, everyone who's watching us here. So, yan, for support and to yan, give the support din sa ating mga Gorillas Rugby team. And for the everyone who is interested, and you can reach out them on their social media accounts. So, thank you so much, our co-founder of Gorillas Rugby team, Sir Enzo and Sir Manny. So, thank you so much for having us in here in Edge Talk Discover. So, yan. And see you soon on your competition. If we
Thanks,
will
guys.
make.
Thank you again.
Thank you again. Have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. And this has been your host, Jam Jeff, for Edge Talk Discover. And continue to support our sport, the rugby team.